Labubus Are Everything Wrong with Society by Patrick CC channel. Oh my god, this is gotta be good. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's watch it.
Whenever it feels like we are making progress towards a society that refuses to fall victim to mindless consumption, or we are having honest conversations about how young people can't afford houses or have families, something like Labubu comes around and destroys all faith in humanity. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a collection, music, trading cards, comic books, coins, seashells, whatever brings you joy, especially if you are a child. But something about Labubu feels off. It feels less like a genuine collection and more of a hollow trophy that people convince themselves they need.
Feels like they look like Dimas demonic.
Because someone with millions of followers attached it to their purse. It's the illusion of status packaged into an evil-looking doll that proves how easily we're manipulated by major corporations. But the crazy part is, this is not the first time something like this has happened, and we're not even embarrassed to admit that we keep falling for it. And as if the amount of money that people are spending on these things isn't shocking enough, there is real crime and violence breaking out because of these dolls.
Jesus
and
Christ,
once you see
man.
just how far people are willing to go for Labubu, you'll understand why this isn't just a dumb toy, it's a symptom of something much worse. Before Labubus became the world's latest big-time collectible, they were just silly sketches made by Kasing Lung. The Hong Kong-born artist spent a lot of his childhood in the Netherlands, becoming infatuated with Nordic fairy tales, especially the elves that were separated as beings of the dark and of the light. In 2015, Lung decided to make his drawings into a short story for children that he called the Monsters Trilogy, telling a simple story about how a child meets a playful tribe of fictional female elves called the Labubu. That's why I wanted to create something that I've always known existed in my heart, he said in an interview. It's so amazing that so many people love it. Shortly after, he released a handful of toys as an artistic trial run, and his fans
I'm sorry if I don't find it that amazing. I'm sorry.
Absolutely loved it. Many people are surprised to find out that the Labubu characters are supposed to be kind-hearted creatures that are eager to help.
Kind, very much kind. Yeah, they are here. They are here to help, guys. They are here to help you crash your economy, the economy of your family. Yes.
Erupt into chaos.
To make couples fight and divorce over it, like we've seen in some videos before, like not some videos before, like I think like what 2 months ago or 3 months ago, I reacted to I don't even remember the title. I will put this to you guys here on the card, but I really don't remember the title of the video that I made about it, so I don't know where to search. Come on, I have too many videos. So yeah, but if you're interested and when I look for it, I have a video talking about literal couples divorcing over Labubu. This is insane, man. This is no, but they are here to help. Look at this. They're here to help, to make you happy. Yes, with this face, yeah.
Following their various funny antics. According to Lung, there are over 100 different characters, each with different backstories and relationships, picking on or bullying each other in innocent ways.
即係Labubu其實有好多咁有百幾隻嘅又係，其實因為我希望有一個角色
Oh my god, there are animations.
俾Labubu欺負嘅。
But not everyone interprets Labubu seeming kind-hearted or acting like friendly
No,
bullies.
they don't look
people,
like.
The teeth and sinister smiles really freak them out. I personally find
because
them creepy
they have
no desire to have any of them for myself, family, or in my home.
Thank
I
God,
don't understand why
you're
everyone else
saved.
thinks it's cute when it's obviously creepy. However,
It
Labubu
is creepy.
did create a cult following, which caught the attention of a Beijing-based company called PopMart, a company known for blind box packaging. PopMart and Labubu developed a licensing deal in 2019, and it changed the company forever. Shortly after their partnership was established, 55,000 boxes of the Labubu miniseries were sold out in 9 seconds on PopMart's online shop, and that was over 6 years ago.
Oh my god!
These toys is not new; it's just new to America. And while the company does have some offerings where you can actually choose which one you're going to purchase, it primarily sells blind box figurines now, making up more than 70% of their business. Blind boxes
Jesus
have been around
Christ.
for over 40 years in East Asia.
And
It's
Lord
just that
have
recently
mercy.
They've become America's largest obsession when it comes to collectible toys. The concept is incredibly simple for businesses to get the consumer excited. On the external packaging, the customer can see a few different Labubus they might get. Maybe you will get the pink one. Maybe you will get the green
I can understand the content creators using Labubu. After all, they know people have so much interest in this. But of course, they are using this to make manage themselves. You know, it's a tool. This is a tool for them. It's different. So I understand the content creators having it to show and talk about. I understand that, but at the same time, they are not just uh like receiving income from this, but they are also impulsionating this over more people when they do reacts and stuff about Labubu as well. So they are making it bigger and worse. Yeah. But I mean, people do whatever they want and think it's best. I don't care because, I mean, people are adults, they have their own money. It's like people who play in casinos, you know. Why? Why we or the government have to be responsible for people spending money on casino? Of course, I find it wrong. Of course, I would prefer people not to. But of course, I'm also saying here, I would never do a partnership with the casino, whatever. I would never do that. I received offers to begin with already. That's the only partnership offer that I received to do this type of stuff. Yeah, I will not say the name of the but it's incredible how it seems to be the only thing that reach like small content creators. I will not do that. This is insane. But at the same time, I don't feel like we have to be responsible or the government has to be responsible for people playing casino, you know? I think this is disgraceful. I think it destroys lives, but you're a grown-ass adult. You have to be responsible for your goddamn life. Why? Why people are not held accountable for their actions anymore? You know? And thank God I don't have a person like that in my family. Because this can destroy your family as well. Even though you don't do that, if you have the bad luck of having someone in your family that consumes casino, and I don't know, I think probably, as we've seen before, things like Labubu, you're so doomed. You are so doomed, man.
One. It even tells you the odds of getting them, 1 in 6. But the key is putting the secret one there. It is grayed out, so it is a total mystery. The secret one has a 1 in 72 chance of being in your purchase. And this could be one of the main reasons that is causing younger generations to collect more than they ever have before. In a survey conducted on 21st century collecting around the world, we've discovered that the average young adult spends almost $2,000 a year on collectibles, and that more and more adults who aren't collectors are now considering joining in on these trends, as 90% of collectors have reported that they participate in activities revolving around these collections. People have unpacking events, forums where they share their collections, and sometimes base their entire personality around something like Labubu because it's a way to connect with the outside world. PopMart even opened their first theme park called Popland, where people can come and celebrate their obsession with these blind box products together. One of the descriptions for the park reads, "There are a few spots to play in the same way as a typical theme park, including an adventure playground filled with climbing walls, nets, mazes, and trampolines. Guests can also feel what it's really like to live in the universe through the augmented reality immersions. And naturally, there are also plenty of places to stop to snap photos and videos for social media, which helped make the Labubus the stars they are today." When trying to get to the bottom of what they call the economics of Labubu, the Wall Street Journal teamed up with psychologist David Bosch to describe the impact blind boxes and Labubu have on consumers. To them, a lot of this has to do with the labels showing a secret prize and the human compulsion to complete a set.
One of the things that the brand can do
secret
to keep
prize,
to encourage consumers to get a little more excitement out of it, is to label the box.
That specific range also creates a set.
It's well-known, well-supported.
Oh my God, it's gotcha.
Most people, under
It's
certain
gotcha.
conditions, have a very strong tendency to want to
Can it get worse? It's gotcha, man.
complete a set.
The concept of the blind box has become so popular that thousands of YouTubers have used it as a perceptually fun way to entertain themselves and fans at the same time. A good example would be how Rhett and Link looked for extremely rare toys in a segment of their show, Good Mythical Morning.
Hold on. That was not it. This one's special.
Hold on.
Something.
Hold on. I got the 1 in 100.
You got the Robbie. You got the Robbie.
I can't believe. And Robbie came with a drum. What in the world? This is the most fun I've had in years.
Oh,
You can see
what
that
the
these blind
fuck?
box collectibles have an interesting impact on people. Even if they don't know what the toys are, why they're interesting, special, or even if they don't like the way that they look, once people realize they are rare, they start to attach value that isn't actually there. Popmart and Labubu's business model mostly relies on this. Nothing creates hype more than the illusion of scarcity. The old classic, low supply, high demand. However, what really started this Labubu craze was another classic modern-day marketing effort, paying a celebrity to endorse the product. Because just a few months ago, one of the world's most famous K-pop stars, simply known as Lisa, sent the world into a frenzy after she confessed
She's a K-pop star. Like, it might be my impression, but she doesn't look like that much Korean. She might be half. I don't know. But I don't know because they are so like. I don't think they are exactly like Japan levels, but they are too much nationalists, and they don't wanna they don't usually like to promote people from maybe they are kind of different from Japan. I bet in a level they are not too high because I've heard of people from my country that are becoming models in South Korea, and it's happening a lot. They are not even Koreans. So I think it's becoming a thing there for not having the Korean stereotype. As I mean, of course she looks a little bit, but at least in this photo she doesn't look that much Korean. She looks like at least half. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's just my opinion.
her love for Labubu. Lisa is a
I don't
Thai
know her,
singer,
by the way.
rapper, dancer, and actress who became the most followed K-pop idol on
La 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 Lisa. La 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 Lisa. Mala Lisa. Okay.
Instagram, but she's been seriously climbing the industry ladder since 2016 after joining the girl group Blackpink. By now, K-pop isn't just a genre, it's a full-blown global movement. Streaming has skyrocketed, with Spotify reporting a staggering 362% increase.
Yeah, at the cost of, I don't know, dozens or, many hundreds or maybe more of girls every year that are literally trying to sacrifice their own selves to become a K-pop idol that no one talks about or barely talks about. Yeah, it's insane. The K-pop industry is insane, and it's pretty much like dark and
increase in K-pop streams worldwide over the past 5 years.
And even those who make success out of it still have a lot of problems. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think maybe it's even worse. Maybe it's being a K-pop idol. It's even worse than prostitution. I'm being serious. It really seems worse. Did you guys saw already the training and all the stuff they pass through, and even after they become an actual famous idol, they still like keeping a routine that it's insane, man. It's insane. Come on, I don't have data. It's just my opinion, but there is no way that these stars they live longer. They will reach like, I don't know, 70, 80 years old with so much stress and overworking,
The top 100 K-pop artists globally
They are
amassed
all
a jaw-dropping 90
workaholics.
billion on-demand streams with a 42% growth year over year.
K-pop!
They've also developed some of the most die-hard cult-like fans on the internet. Fans will create entire Twitter accounts dedicated to a single idol, posting hundreds of updates a day like unpaid publicists. They'll organize mass streaming parties where thousands of people loop the same song 24/7 just to inflate the chart numbers. Some even spend
It's
hours
insane,
translating
man. It's
interviews,
insane.
subtitling videos, and archiving every second of a singer's life.
Oh
To
my
outsiders,
God.
it looks obsessive. It looks like the musician is at the center of a fan's entire entire identity, and sometimes they will attack anyone who criticizes them. But to the fans, it's just loyalty to their favorite star. And Lisa is arguably the most famous of them all. Lisa's been in ads for PlayStation 5, Louis Vuitton, partnered with Bose, and has been a global ambassador for Celine and MAC Cosmetics. So whenever she was asked to share her secret obsession with Vanity Fair's YouTube channel, anything she chose to promote was going to turn into pure gold. And in November of 2024, her obsession of choice was Pop Mart collectibles. Mention were the
Yeah, she really doesn't look like very much like she looks like half like mixed blood or whatever. Look at this. This is if they're already creepy like small, they seem especially creepier on this size. Oh my god.
large Labubu she held in each arm. She described the impact Pop Mart had on her friend and how she couldn't stop herself from buying to unlock new characters. What's really sad is that people couldn't tell that this entire video is just one large paid advertisement, but it worked. After the seal of approval from Lisa, Pop Mart's share price has grown by almost 600% in just 1 year.
Jesus
Somehow,
Christ.
this creepy-looking figurine with confusing
Oh
appeal
my
has managed
god.
to enter the hearts and minds of some of the richest celebrities all around the world. Korean artist V was seen walking around with Labubu in Seoul. Rapper Central C and Dua Lipa have been seen with theirs attached to bags. Kim Kardashian posted an entire collection of them on Instagram, and Madonna received a Labubu birthday cake that is quite frankly one of the most terrifying looking things on the planet. And if celebrities aren't the ones purchasing Labubus for themselves, they're receiving them as gifts from friends or family members. Like how football legend David Beckham posted an image of an apparently rare find that he received from his daughter. These celebrity advertisements have been one of the key driving forces for Labubu's current obsession, and I feel like we must address the elephant in the room about how this thing looks incredibly evil. The sharp teeth, the unsettling grin,
Because it
the
is
slightly
evil.
furrowing eyebrows. You can't help but notice this toy has a slightly demonic feel. No wonder why these Hollywood elites love this toy. It represents them perfectly. Celebrities have always mastered the art of appearing glamorous enough to
Yup.
worship, but approachable enough to
Doesn't
trust. They
surprise me
present
at all. I'm not
themselves as
surprised.
icons of beauty and innocence, while behind the scenes they're laughing, squeezing every last dollar from the people who idolize them. Labubu is just the perfect prop for that illusion, a sinister little mascot hiding in plain sight, smiling as it drains your bank account. Across all different social media
Ooh,
platforms,
spooky.
everyone and their mother has an unboxing video for Pop Mart's new favorite product, picking them up from one of the company's 500 plus stores or 2,000 plus vending machines around the world, eager to record themselves unboxing one for the first or 300th time.
Right. Here we go. Y'all ready for this? No.
No, I'm not.
It's him! He's gorgeous! Oh my god! Can you believe?
The doll seemingly is no longer about whether you actually like the thing, it's
Damn.
about proving you belong to the exclusive club of people who have one. The doll itself is meaningless, but the association is priceless. People have convinced themselves that having one signals wealth and exclusivity, even if all they did was pay retail price for a hunk of vinyl.
I am the owner of the famous 24-karat gold Labubu.
And of course, now many buyers are trying to justify their purchase by saying it'll be worth more someday. But if history has taught us anything, it's that collectibles rarely
course
pay
not.
off like people think they will. If you look back at your childhood, odds are you collected a little something. Maybe you did it because you loved it, or maybe you did it because everyone else was doing it. But ultimately, it didn't matter because it was just part of growing up. For me, it was Pokemon cards, WWE wrestlers, and Hot Wheels. For others, it could have been lunchboxes, Barbies, Beyblades, rocks, or literally anything else. But now, collectors have become sellers. Collections are no longer to express their admiration for a passion or interest,
I'm
but
sorry
to
for
auction them
didn't
off
have
for
a collection
hundreds,
of anything. I
thousands,
kinda
or
feel
maybe even
bad
millions
now.
of dollars. They see collections as an investment, a way to get rich quickly. In fact, 40% of so-called collectors have openly expressed how they intend to sell their collections as they increase in value. And of course, there are tons of collections out there that have increased in value over time, but Labubus are pretty new, and they're starting to seem like more of a flash-in-the-pan trend that is reminiscent of Beanie Babies. In the late 1990s, Beanie Babies weren't just plush toys, they were marketed as miniature fortunes in the making. Tai Inc.'s strategy of artificially restricting supply by limiting retail orders and frequently retiring certain models created a frenzy where $5 stuffed animals were believed to become the next gold rush. At the peak of the mania, Beanie Babies accounted for roughly 10% of eBay's sales. We even saw full-grown adults separating Beanie Babies during a divorce. But all those people who hoarded these rare toys were disappointed
it's like
to find out that they weren't
almost
worth
like the
anything.
Labubu
It doesn't
situation.
matter that sellers listed them for thousands of dollars on.
The difference is that the Labubu in that case was the reason for the problems on the marriage, and not actually. Damn, oh my god.
Online. Even still to this day, you can find listings for hundreds of thousands of dollars, but things are only worth what someone is actually willing to pay. And the harsh reality was that nobody was buying. Not even the most reckless spenders could be convinced that these toys were rare or valuable. So people ended up selling their Beanie Baby collections for dollars, sometimes even cents at garage sales, which drove the value down even further. What was once perceived as a life-changing investment turned out to be nothing more than overpriced clutter. This is almost a fabric of American culture at this point.
Yeah, it really seems like Labubu now. He really does.
Shows like Antiques Roadshow, Pawn Stars, or American Pickers, where people drag out dusty items from their attic and pray they've been sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. The fantasy is irresistible. The idea that some random object you already own could secretly be worth thousands. It's the modern day lottery ticket, except instead of scratching numbers, you're banking on nostalgia and rarity. But the uncomfortable truth is that most collectibles never hit the jackpot. For every person who sells a first edition comic for 6 figures, there are millions more who are left with boxes of junk that they swore would pay off one day. Even though we're still at the peak of the craze, occasionally you might see videos online where a collector recognizes that they might be spending a little too much money on Labubus, but then you'll find investment gurus in denial justifying the purchases in the comments. They're actually worth more.
Of course, they gotta keep the economy going. They gotta keep people spending. They gotta keep relevant themselves. And they gotta keep making money. So of course they will try to convince you of that.
$120, so you got lucky. The scary part is, because of the Labubu popularity, we're no longer just talking about overpriced toys, we're talking about an obsession that's bleeding into real life in some very dark ways. Like how parents will give their own children a choice between hundreds of dollars or a Labubu blind box, only for the kid who receives the money to almost break down in tears, even though they end up buying a giant Labubu with the money they were given. Now, to give the kids the benefit of the doubt, they're kids. They don't know the value of money. Of course, they want a toy. However, there is no excuse for the full-grown men who will buy up as many Labubu products as they can in order to resell them to children and other collectors for a much higher rate. And they have the audacity to claim that they're just passionate collectors.
Oh god.
We got a lot of slack on Instagram, but because of how much stock we have, oh, you took all our stock, we're collected, and we want the box, and you're triple the price, and this and that. But unfortunately, people don't understand how a business model works. You know.
No. People perfectly understand how the business model works. You try and squat on as much inventory as possible so there's scarcity, and then people have FOMO, so they want to make sure they get it, so they'll pay the extra markup that you just drive the price to the roof.
They came and shopped with me 2 weeks ago, bought Labubus for the kids.
Yeah, I think pretty much everyone's aware of how all of this works. They just let themselves.
Someone stole her Labubu from her bag.
You're kidding.
Yes, at school.
Tough.
And then I speak to my daughter.
Labubu robbery.
My daughter's got 7
Capital
on her
punishment
She's
required.
got every generation.
We're stealing off kids.
Bro, it's not normal. Not normal. So yeah, I told her to take all the Labubus.
Unfortunately, it is very normal now. It's super normal now.
When grown adults are exploiting children for profit,
It isn't
it's
it?
only a matter
Was
of time
always
before the
normal in my
obsession
country.
spills into outright theft and violence.
You can walk around. You can't walk around here using a smartphone. Porting your own smartphone. Imagine you porting a Labubu. Oh my god.
In Southern California, a small group of teenagers were suspected of breaking into a warehouse and stealing some inventory. When the Chino SoCal police received a warrant to raid the house the supposed thieves were staying at, they weren't looking for electronics or jewelry. They were searching for about 14 boxes of Labubu collectibles that the alleged thieves were intending on reselling on the black market. According to the report, the cops recovered $30,000 worth of the furry figurines, which usually retail for about $30 each. In the same story, the LA Times noted that the prices for Labubu due to scarcity are reaching all-time highs. The figurines are usually sold at Pop Mart stores and create a fervor whenever new ones are released. A child-sized Labubu sold at auction for $150,000 according to media reports, and limited edition monsters can retail for $150. But the criminality doesn't stop at theft. There's now a growing scheme where people will make counterfeit Labubu, now named Lafufus, that is becoming such a large problem that people are making instructional videos to help customers inspect Labubus like diamonds at a jewelry store to avoid being scammed.
Every Labubu should have exactly 9 teeth. No more, no less. Like this one, you can count. It has 10 teeth. Here are a few other ways we can tell. If you look at the original Labubu's complexion, she has kind of a peachy pink tone to her skin, whereas if you look at the Lafufu, this one in particular has a paler complexion.
It's exactly like you comparing to if you don't both like a false jewel or something like that. Oh my god, this is insane, man.
Pop Mart told us you can also identify a Labubu by their high quality finishes, such as the stitching and the paint job. One obvious way you can tell a Lafufu from a Labubu is the spelling on the tags. Labubu will say Pop Mart on the tag, whereas this specific Lafufu says poor mapped. I do like it when they're very obvious.
Whether Pop Mart will admit it or not, they're definitely enjoying all forms of press, even if it's bad. All publicity is good publicity in the world of politics and sales, because at the end of the day, we only have ourselves to blame. Tim Dillon hilariously summarized the depressing reality of the Labubu obsession in America.
The Labubu is the perfect symbol of the economy that we've created and the cultural value system that we have. It is a Chinese fentanyl-stuffed voodoo doll that is being exported to America. Little things like the Labubu become an important
a culture full of back.
That is symbol for people who have given up on owning a home, having a family, having a job, or a meaningful life. The adults, their eyes get big. You've got one of them. I want one of them. What? A family? No, that demon doll. That troll, that critter. 1 minute, we're having honest conversations about how young people can't start a family, buy a 2-bedroom house, or even spend time with those that we care about. And in the next, we have hundreds of thousands of people going into debt to buy a trinket because their favorite celebrity said it was cool. But as I stare more at these evil-looking little things, I can't help but recognize that it's the perfect reflection of a system that thrives on manipulation, that manufactures scarcity, that entices children and adults to pour money into something that has absolutely no value. The doll looks demonic because in a way, it's a symbol of how dark consumer culture has become. And the scariest part isn't the doll itself, it's what it says about us. That our society has to be this desperate, this easily hypnotized for—
I don't know why, but the bigger ones, it's especially creepier. They are just big, but they see creepier, yeah.
For something so empty to become such a massive success.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my 3-Tail Fox tier members, Wolony Wolf, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, Zalost, Taiashi, Zaela Zhezzaia, and Succubus Bait. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel live and grow with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. I don't understand, I'm sorry, I cannot identify with any of this. I never had collections in my life. None that I can remember of, like, yeah. I don't. Of course, probably the main reason is the scarcity of money. Like, we are all poor, you know. Where I live is a poor place as well, so we don't spend money with this stuff. We spend money surviving. So, probably this was the reason as well. But I'm glad for that because at least now I have built this mentality that I have nowadays that just doesn't allow me to spend my money in a very stupid way, you know? I will never do such a thing. Never ever. Because I grew up in a situation to always be like sparing everything I can to the next day, you know? So yeah. And I'm grateful for that because at least I'm not becoming like a mindless, stupid person that, you know, that can control her own self and just is a slave of the industry and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check the links below, and support my Ko-Fi and Patreon so I can leave this country as fast as possible to a better place, hopefully. And I see you all guys, my Death Foxlings, in the next one. Bye. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ja, mata ne!